Have you ever looked at spinach and you're like, oops, sorry, stupid computer. I meant you're like, what do I do with this? Do I boil it? Do I mix it with my rice? Or do I make it into a salad? Or maybe I should make it into a smoothie. Or should I just eat it? And then you end up eating it and you're like, it is just bland and nasty and you just lost the will to live. And you're like, what do I do with this thing now? I don't know. Don't be like this guy. Or even this girl. Oh, sorry. She's eating broccoli, not spinach. And, well, this picture has nothing to do with this video, but I added it because I can. Anyway, let me show you how to make spinach delicious, and you will never be the same again. You'll be hooked for life. So today, be like this beautiful child. Eat your veggies, people. Let's begin.
So we're gonna start with getting out our cow skin from the freezer. You can see I bought it for $15, and I have a little bit of cow tripe here that was also sold at $15 at my African store, which is the cow stomach, and I'm gonna cut this into pieces. So this is how it looks after I cut it into small pieces. You don't have to cut yours into small pieces like this, but since I'm gonna put it in the Efo Riro, the spinach soup, I really like it small like this, but you can cut it whatever size you want, okay? And then now I'm just gonna rinse it up and pour it in a pot. So now that our our cow skin and tripe is in that pot, not this one, in that pot, I'm gonna be adding salt, onions, Maggi, ginger, garlic, and a little bit of thyme. And these two are really good for you because they're antioxidants. So now I'm going to be adding some water. After adding all the ingredients, you can see in there I've added all the ingredients. And this is going to take a while for it to get really soft. You can use pressure cooker if you want. I don't like using pressure cooker for my food, for my beef, because it gets too soft. I like my meat or whatever a little chewy or more chewy than the pressure cooker. The pressure cooker makes it too soft. So hence why I'm gonna boil it on the stove, probably for like an hour and a half. Yeah, it takes that long. Yeah, we're just gonna cover it till it boils. So while we wait for the cow skin and the tripe to get ready to get boiled, we're going to be blending some tatashe, we call it tatashe in my language, bell pepper, scotch bonnet pepper, again some garlic and ginger because they're really good for you, onions, and they give your food a lot of flavor, as well as this, they call it, what do they call this? They call this chili pepper here. We call it tatashe in my language. So we're gonna blend all that together. No tomato, okay? No tomato. So blend away, baby. Woo! So when you blend, don't blend smooth. Can you see how shafty that looks? It's very shafty. At least that's how I like to do mine. That will give you the real feel of the vegetable soup Efo Riro. So while that is blended, put it on the side. I put a pot on fire right now. I want the water, I rinsed it out, I want the water in it to dry, and then I take some palm oil. Careful with this thing, don't use too much of it because it's gonna make you fat. So you might not want to use too much, or you might want to use a lot, whichever one is your preference. Now I'm gonna pour some palm oil in the pot. So wait for the oil to be a little hot and then pour your sliced onions. Yeah, I know, I use a lot of onions. Ooh, I love that sound so much. And let that just fry for a little bit. So you can see it's a little fried in the red oil. Oh, I wish you can smell it right now. It smells delish. Usually at this time I will put locust beans, but I totally forgot to buy me some locust beans. Oh my god, this will have taken the cooking to another level. Locust beans is called iru in my language. So now it's time to pour the blended pepper in there and then stir together. So we're gonna cover and let this cook for probably, I would say 30 to 40 minutes. Usually I don't look at the time, but I just look at it to see if it's ready. So the stew or soup I've been cooking for a while now. You see the consistency. It went from like light red to a little bit of deep red. So at this point that I will add salt and some Maggi. And put your Maggi in there. Yes baby, yes. And stir it together. It's also at this point that I like to add some stock. This is the stock from cow skin and tripe that I made, because this is very also important ingredients. Stir, cover to cook for another 30 minutes. Okay, so this has been cooking for a while now. Sorry, I know you guys can see the light in here is terrible. I apologize, but look at the consistency now. So it's almost completely cooked. This is the time to pour in your cooked cow skin and cow tripe. Pour that all in there. Make sure you get all that stock in there, because honey, that takes it to a whole nother level. And then you want to stir together. So we're gonna let this simmer together, because you want all that ingredients and deliciousness to all incorporate together before we put the final step, which is the spinach. Okay, so cover, let it cook again for probably another 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes. So it's been cooking for a little while now. So when you look at it, you can see like it's completely changed from bright red to dark red. I just take, ooh child, it is spicy, honey. So this is the kind of spinach I usually use. I usually get this from my African store. It says chopped spinach, and I usually buy it frozen because this is the freshest that I can find it here. So what I do is I pour it into a sieve like this, just to drain the water, depending on how watery or thick you want your soup. And I squeeze out the water in there. See that? See how the water is coming out? And then after that, I pour it right into the soup like that. You don't have to do this part if you don't want to. You can just like basically pour all your spinach into the soup like that if you want. Ooh, child, it's cold. And then after, you want to stir together. So you can also control how you want your spinach soup or vegetable soup or Efo Riro to be like, in the sense of, if you want it more saucy, then you put less spinach. If you want it more green, then put more vegetable or more spinach in there. So now we're just gonna cover for 5 minutes for it to simmer a little bit, and our Efo Riro will be done. And our Efo Riro, it's all done already. Look at that beauty. Let me bring you guys closer. Look at that beauty right there. Yeah, so can you imagine eating this with amala poki or some eba, or even some poundo yam? Honey, you're gonna be dreaming of your village. I'm telling you. I mean, I'll be dreaming of my village. And there goes your Efo Riro. Alata, meaning it's spicy. Yes, honey, yes. Ooh-wee.